What's up, everyone? I am Andrew from BlackTie Inc. and welcome to the beginning of a new tutorial on how to program in C#. So before we start, make sure you check out our website at blacktieinc.ca, where you can find our YouTube videos, contact information, about, and home. And make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Alright, so let's begin. Firstly, we're going to look over the main aspects of Visual Studio 2012, which is what we're going to be using, what we're going to be doing our tutorials on. Sorry, I don't know why that was so confusing. So, I've already put out a couple tutorials on how to make a PDF viewer and a simple login application, but now we're just going to start from the very basics. So, file, we just have sort of the basic file stuff: new, open, close, save all, source control, and some other stuff. Edit, have the main edit, like undo, redo, those are more used when you're actually programming. View, the things you see. Debug, when you're debugging an application. Team, this is when you're working with the Team Foundation server. SQL, that's more network based. Tools, you have all these tools: test, running an application, debug, test settings, windows, analyze, window, and help. Alright, so to open a new application, we're going to go ahead and click New Project. We're going to be using the Windows Form application in our projects. So let's give a name. So let's go Hello World. If you're looking up a lot of programming applications and you're wondering why Hello World is pretty much what everyone uses, it's kind of like the mainstream sort of beginning programmers sort of Hello World. So like, hello world, I'm a program. Alright, so what we have here, what I just made larger, is basically what the GUI is going to look like. A lot of people like to use WinForms or WPF because you get this sort of pre-made sort of application. So let's say if we run it by clicking start, we pretty much just get this window. Awesome. So, to the left, you're going to have Toolbox, which has all these different things you can add to the form. So, can I move this over? Whatever. So let's say you want to add a button. So you can just go ahead and drag that in and make it really big or really small, whichever you really want it to do. So if you're into programming, but very into designing programs as well, this is just the application for you and your programming language for you. Alright, so this is one of the main things for programming in WPF or WinForms, which you are right now. And to the right, we have the Solution Explorer, which is basically all the different things you have open. So under properties, you have some more properties. If you're just a beginner, you really don't have to worry that much about it, but you still have to know really why it's there and what it is. So, moving on, the bottom right. So let's say we click on our button, and we're going to notice that this changes. So here we're going to say system.windows.forms.button. That's saying that that's a button from Forms, which is in the Windows, which is in the system. So what is in this box? Essentially, these are kind of the description of it, the description of everything, what each thing is. So the name of the button is what you'd be using in the code. So let's name this button main button. You know, how you would prefer to program with the button. So if you had two, you obviously wouldn't want button 1 and button 2 because you might get confused with which one's which. If you had main button and maybe or open button and close button, then obviously you know the difference. The other couple major things are anchor. So anchor being how it's anchored to the application. So right now it's top and left. So if you run it and you make the application larger, it's going to stick with the top left. If I change this to top right, and I run the application, and I make it bigger, it's going to anchor with the top right. So let's change that back to top left so we have the same thing. Perfect. The other major thing here would be, absolute major, is the text. So what it says on the button. So let's say I delete this whole thing, you just wanted a blank button. There you go. But usually if you have something, you obviously want something on the button. So let's go ahead and say, I don't know, click me. Click me. Awesome. So this is basically what the form is going to look like. So let's say you wanted to add some text to it. So let's go ahead and drag in a label. And just put that right at the top right there. And put that there. Oops. What's that? And let's just say, let's go under text and say, click the button below. And let's just put that there. We could also have added a text box. Actually, no, that's for entering text. I totally knew that. I was just testing all of you to make sure that you knew, of course. And yeah. So this is basically what we have now. So if we run the application, let's say click the button below, click, but we have nothing programmed for the button. So let us do some actual coding. So when you're in Visual Studio, you can just double click on the tool that you want to use, and it will bring you to the code, and it will already have made the method for it, so you can just start programming. So what this is saying is, if the button is clicked, what to do, okay? And this is in its own private method. So this is only going to apply to the main button on its clicked, when it's clicked. So let's say you want to add a sort of message box that says, hey, thank you for clicking me, or you clicked me, yay. So this is just something really simple. So what we're going to do is we're just going to write message box, there we go, dot show. So we're saying show the message box, and make it say thank you for opening me. And then we're going to put it in brackets, put quotations. And what this is going to do is, in the message box, it's going to show this. And the semicolon is basically ending the statement. If you're wondering why there's no semicolon here, or here, or here, that's because they are basically the opening of a method. And when you open a method, you don't require a semicolon, but you do require these squiggly brackets, which is basically saying everything that the method is applying to everything inside these two squigglies. So once we have messagebox.show, we can just go ahead and click start, click on the button, and we have a new thing that says thank you for opening me. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you want more tutorials, I will make more. Make sure to check out our website, www.blacktieink.ca, and I will see you next time. See you later.